And good morning. This is a CBS2 News Update. I'm Chris Wragge. New information on last week's deadly house fire in Union City, New Jersey. A fifth child, a 4-year-old girl, has died. The fire broke out early Friday morning in a 3-story house. 4 other children, ranging in age from 2 to 13, died from the fire. Several adults were also hurt. Investigators say they do not know the fire started, or they do know that the fire started on the first floor, but have not revealed an exact cause of the blaze. A massive fire tears through several businesses in Passaic, New Jersey overnight. Chopper 2 was over the scene this morning, and you can see several buildings have been gutted by flames. Investigators say the fire started around 10 last night on Lexington Avenue inside a restaurant kitchen. Some of the appliances severed gas lines, which quickly spread the flames to nearby buildings, damaging or destroying at least 6 businesses.
Everything is destroyed. Well, I have to start again, you know. This is one of the risks of the business. Yeah, nothing is secure in this life. Everything has a risk. So I suffered now this risk. What can I do? Start again.
12 firefighters were treated for heat exhaustion. The exact cause of the fire is under investigation. It's going to be stormy this afternoon. Let's get over to John Elliott right now for your forecast, John.
You know, you're right, Chris. It's just a wait-and-see game. We've been waiting, and we haven't seen any storms yet. That will change. 11 o'clock observation out of the park, 84. Winds out of the southwest. Numbers around the area, 80s dominate the map. But that's a little cooler than it was yesterday. Quite a bit cooler on the island. We hit 90 yesterday. Probably won't today, but dew points are actually up. It already feels like 92. It already feels like 95 for the Jersey Shore. So you've got ample heat and humidity. Here are the storms right now. Just now moving into our area. A lot of lightning with these storms already. That will likely be a feature as we see this front hold together. And don't forget, the timing is such that it's going to be pushing into an even more unstable air mass. There'll be more heat. And that could add to the strength of some of these storms. The concern is possibility of an isolated severe storm. So heavy rain, flooding rain, hail, frequent lightning, damaging winds with individual cells. So we're going to be dealing with this during the course of the afternoon. Really into the evening. It's the overnight hours where we see a break, and then we break the humidity. Some nice numbers, and it feels so much better. But do exercise caution this afternoon. On my Facebook page, we'll do an update where we walk through the hours with the Futurecast, but definitely busy this afternoon. Chris?
Okay, John, thanks so much. A freak accident at the Jersey Shore sends a tourist to the hospital. Police say 67-year-old Margaret Reynolds was on the beach at Seaside Heights yesterday when a gust of wind picked up a beach umbrella. Part of that umbrella pierced her right ankle and went completely through. A fire department crew used a bolt cutter to free her. Reynolds is a tourist from London. She was taken to Jersey Shore University Medical Center. There is no word on her current condition. Happening today, the jury is deliberating the retrial of former New York State Majority Leader Dean Skelos and his son Adam. Prosecutors say that Skelos used his political clout to intimidate companies into giving Adam no-show jobs. The defense portrayed Skelos as a father who was simply asking friends and associates to help his troubled son. They were convicted of bribery, extortion, and conspiracy in 2015, but the convictions were overturned after a Supreme Court decision narrowed the definition of political corruption. The NYPD is giving the Justice Department an ultimatum in their Eric Garner chokehold death case. The move comes as today marks 4 years since Eric Garner died while being detained by police on Staten Island. CBS 2's Janelle Burrell reports from police headquarters in Lower Manhattan.
Eric Garner's mother says the pain of her son's death has not gotten any easier.
I still have sleepless nights. I still have nightmares.
But on this 4th anniversary, she says she has renewed hope now that the NYPD has given federal investigators an ultimatum. If no action is taken by the U.S. Justice Department by the end of next month, the NYPD will move forward with their disciplinary proceedings against police officer Daniel Pantaleo. A grand jury did not indict Pantaleo, who was seen on cell phone video placing his arm around Garner's neck as he pulled him to the ground. 43-year-old Garner, who was heard saying that he couldn't breathe, later died. Mayor de Blasio says the action is overdue.
I don't know why the Justice Department didn't make a decision up or down a long time ago. So I think the NYPD is doing exactly the right thing here.
We just want justice for my son Eric. And it's not only for Pantaleo, it's for the other 5 officers who was involved.
It was July 17, 2014 that Pantaleo and other officers were trying to arrest Garner for allegedly selling loose cigarettes when the incident was recorded. The DOJ has been investigating whether to file civil rights charges against the officers, and the NYPD had put their disciplinary proceedings on hold, not wanting to negatively impact the federal investigation. But the NYPD now says enough time has passed. Garner's family and supporters agree.
For this officer to have remained on payroll for 4 years after clearly and admittedly being involved in this is something that has been painful to the family and insulting to the community.
In a statement, the police union president, Pat Lynch, said that the Justice Department should move forward with their case, but they're urging the NYPD not to race through their disciplinary proceedings. They want to ensure that Pantaleo is given due process. Outside of police headquarters, Janelle Burrell, CBS2 News.
Janelle, thank you. A consumer alert this morning. Federal health officials are warning Americans to avoid eating certain imported crab meat. The CDC says crab meat shipped from Venezuela has been linked to an outbreak of bacteria that can cause major gastrointestinal issues. So far, there have been a dozen confirmed cases in the U.S., most in Maryland. 4 of those patients had to be hospitalized due to their symptoms. Well, Governor Cuomo has signed a new bill legalizing the sale of ice cream made with beer and hard cider in New York State. Lawmakers who lobbied for the new bill gathered at Gillian's Island ice cream shop in Shelburne, upstate, the first store to have the new legal options on its menu. The beer and cider were added to a 10-year-old law that legalized wine ice cream. An update on casino sports betting applications in New Jersey. State regulators say they've received 5 more applications from gambling companies seeking to start sports betting before football season starts in September. They include the Golden Nugget, which applied for in-person and mobile sports betting. Also, Caesars Entertainment, which applied for in-person sports betting at Harrah's and Bally's, as well as mobile betting linked to all 3 of its Atlantic City casinos. Well, Amazon's 4th annual Prime Day continues through the day today. It was hyped up to be Amazon's biggest ever, but shoppers ran into some trouble almost immediately. Many links led to error pages and missed opportunities for bargain shoppers. Despite the issues, the company said in the first hour of the sale, U.S. customers bought more items than they did in the same time frame last year. So how far would you go to save your pet? A couple in New Jersey flew more than 6,000 miles all the way to Japan to save their sick dog. CBS2's Cindy Hsu reports the family says it was worth it.
Come on, Rem, you want to go out?
Meet Remy. She's 8 years old and one very lucky Cavalier King Charles.
Remy is always a ray of sunshine. She's, she's always bright and sweet and happy, right?
But back in September, she was diagnosed with a form of degenerative heart failure. She had end-stage mitral valve disease, or MVD, and there was no cure. She was given 6 to 18 months to live, and her doctor told Kathy Cooney only one man could perform the heart bypass surgery that would help Remy live longer, and he's in Japan. That man is Dr. Masami Uechi, and his surgery costs $17,000.
Now, the cost of everything, including travel, would be about $25,000. Cooney and her husband would have to borrow from their 401k and take a month off of work.
With all the testing, paperwork, and required quarantine, it took 9 months to get clearance.
She's my baby, but she's a responsibility that I chose to take on. She wasn't born and said, I'm going to go to the Cooney's house.
The flight took more than 14 hours, and Remy underwent 7 hours of surgery. The heart repair surgery was a success.
Don't give up hope. Surgery's not for everyone, but there are things you can do, by being informed to prolong your dog's life.
MVD is relatively common in small dog breeds and normally hits after the age of 8. Cooney says the Mighty Hearts Project, a group of dog owners who also opted for MVD surgery, really helped support and educate the family every step of the way.
She can now go on and live out the rest of her years with us, the rest of her natural life.
By the way, Remy has a huge family. There are 3 rabbits and 3 other dogs, and the hope is they'll have many more years together. In Howell, New Jersey, Cindy Hsu, CBS2 News.
Well, today marks World Emoji Day, celebrating that colorful way to communicate. And Apple took the opportunity to unveil 70 new images that'll be available to iPhone and iPad users later this year. To start off, there was a slew of new hairstyles and colors, including red hair, curly hair, gray hair, and no hair options. New animal emojis include the parrot, lobster, kangaroo, and peacock. And if you're in the mood for food, check out the lettuce, mango, an Asian mooncake, and American cupcake. The new Apple emojis will arrive later this year in an iOS update. Similar emojis for Android users will also be coming out. Thank heavens, lettuce is finally there. I've been looking for that one so long. That's your CBS2 News Update for now. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Chris Wragge.